Hey guys, Thomas from Team Sakurasso coming at you with another 5 cards I have in your trade binder for July. You guys absolutely killed it last video. We got like 36, 37 likes. So if I get 30 likes on this video, I will do a third one for July. And like usual, if you're not subscribed, hopefully today's the day I earn your subscription. And if you guys are buying cards off TCG Player, please use my affiliate link in the description below. Helps support the channel to no additional cost to you, and thank you to those who do. And we're going to get right into it. So for the first card I have here is Starlight Dragon, coming out of the 5Ds manga promotions. And if you guys don't know what that is, basically the manga comes with a card. I know this is a very old thing. I don't think they do it anymore. I may be wrong about that. But this is an old, like, less than $2 card from there, and it's a Starlight. The reason why this card's so cheap is because when people want to pick it up, they have a dual Devastator version of it. However, I believe that the version from the book is going to skyrocket in value, since a lot of the other 5Ds promotional manga promos have slowly but surely increased in value over the last few months. Almost every single one besides 2. The second one may be on a market watch, I'm not too sure, but I believe this is the better one to pick up because it says Stardust in its name, and Stardust is just iconic. We've seen this with the Toon Chaos and Collector's Rares, how people want to buy out Stardust, and Stardust really isn't played anymore besides if you're playing an extra deck with Starlight Road usually. So this is a card that I think is criminally undervalued, and if you want to know what it does, it's basically like a safe zone for one of your cards, and it is a quick effect. So it's not a bad synchro monster. It could definitely be played in today's metagame if a certain deck calls for it. So it's better to get this sooner rather than later. I would add 1 or 2 copies, maybe even a play set on your card the next time you're at TCG Player, just so you have it, so if it ever spikes up in value, you have a cute little play set you could get rid of for some other cards that you want, or maybe you just like the card and keep it like me, because the card looks absolutely beautiful, as you see right here. Now, the second card I have here is Elemental Hero Neo's Knight Ultimate Rare, and this coming out of Extreme Victory. The Extreme Victory was one of the last 5D's main core sets, and it's not as difficult to get some stuff like Duelist Revolution and like the infamous Star Strike Blast, which deserves a video by itself. But this is, well, I'm going to explain it very simple for you guys. It's an Ultimate Rare Elemental Hero. I really don't need to explain anymore. However, this has been targeted for buyouts, and people are surely but slowly buying this out. I've seen a lot of discussion about it on online forums and everything. However, there's a few first ed lightly plays on the market for less than $20, but there's not many copies left. That's why I'm including it in these cards I have in your trade binder. This is a card you want to get sooner rather than later, before it just jumps up in price to like $100-ish, because we've seen where high rarity heroes can go, even if they're not being played. And if they are being played in any type of deck, they just go to the moon, like vintage values type shit, right? So it's rather to get yours sooner rather than later, so you could save yourself some money or trade to get some nice cheap deck core, because this really is going to go to the moon. So get yours sooner rather than later. Now, the third card that I have over here is a very cheap one, and this is Pod Desires, and this is the rare coming out of Toon Chaos. Now, the reason I'm telling you guys to pick this up, and you're probably wondering, well, Toon Chaos has a lot of prints. Why should I get this? Well, the reason you should get this is a lot of people who are opening up Toon Chaos have this in their bulk, and you can get these cards for easy throw-ins, or you can offer like $1 for like a playset or 2 of them and everything. And these are going for roughly close to $1, and they were 40 cents earlier. The reason I'm telling you guys to pick them up is because Pod Desires, depending on where it's played, and this draw card will always be considered play, since it's a +1, and you know, I know people are going to just say it's a -9 in my comment section. I'm having a brain aneurysm just thinking about it. But it's a +1, and it's going to be a generic draw card that any deck can use, including meta decks in the future or currently. So this is a card that is always going to move, and people are always going to really like. The reason I'm telling you guys to get this rare is because depending on when Pod Desires is played and used, it jumps up from like commons being $5 when they were originally $1. I remember getting a play set just for myself, I'm not even as an investment, for about $3. It was structured of Endymion commons, and then I got rid of them for like 15 trade when I wasn't using them because I got secrets, and it was just free money at that point. So I feel like you guys can really capitalize on this either by getting this card for free or throw-ins, or just getting it with like really extra cheap credits. You guys get the point. So this is a card that you might want to pick up and set to the side for a rainy day. Maybe it'll go up, maybe it won't. But I think it's a good, cheap, penny investment. I'm trying to put a few more cheaper cards in here as well, since I tend to put more expensive ones. Now for the fourth card that I have here, and this is Link Cross. Now, why do I have Link Cross here? So people really think, because they think the TCG always follows the OCG, is that Link Cross is going to get banned like it has in the OCG. And I'm here to tell you that I don't really think it's going to. Now, the reason I don't think it's going to is because Konami can't do much with the ban list, because if they do, and let's pretend we have a full-on ban list, they will be admitting that they look at online results like PPG and other online tournaments, right? Konami will never do that. They will never want to do that. Even if they are, it's the last thing they want to admit, because they don't want to think that people think that online tournaments have some kind of influence over product or the ban list or meta or whatever, right? So they will not ban Link Cross based off what it does in the TCG, even though we all know that it's just an absolutely busted card. But hey, Konami wanted to make a token generator in the form of generic links, so you know what? Good job. I don't know what else they expect. I really don't know what else they expected. I truly don't. But ranting aside, people saw this in the OCG, and this was coming to close to a $30 card, and now it's like a $13 card. Now, this is a card that I believe this is the time to pick it up, because you have it to use, and you can get some extras to just get rid of, because I believe by the time of our next ban list, we're going to start getting events or locals, etc., etc. So these are probably going to double in price, if not maybe triple, and join the ranks of like IP Masquerena and other certain Link cards that were generic and kind of hit the $40-ish mark. So this is a card that I think is really good to get right now, especially since people are like panic selling them. I think you get these for very cheap, especially off players if you see them in binders and all that. So if you want to have a bit of a risky card, because it's not 100% not going to get banned, because sometimes the TCG does blindly follow the OCG. However, I don't think it's going to this time. So yeah, and then for the fifth and final card I have here is Deep Sea Area. Actually, my fourth card. My fault. Deep Sea Area. Now, what this card does is it literally... You banish a water monster from your graveyard, then you add a level 4 sea serpent monster from your deck to your hand, and it's a hard once per turn. Now, you guys are probably wondering, so why would we pick this card up? Well, I'm going to answer you. This card is just a generic searcher for sea serpents. I mean, we finally get it after all these years. You know, Warriors have had it as reinforcement of the army. Tenki has it in the form, well, Beast Warriors and all that have it in the form of Tenki. There's other certain search cards, and this is and we finally get the highest and original print rarity for Sea Serpents. If we ever have a competitive Sea Serpent deck, this card's going to be heavily considered, and it's going to not be played as a 1-of, but as a 3-of, because it's a search card, so why would you not play it at 3, right? And people are going to see this, and they're going to want to buy it out, and it's going to be bought out at a faster rate than other cards are like 1-ofs, for example, and the demand is going to be higher. Even if this card gets reprinted at a price of less than $3, this is a card that is just, all it can do at this point is just go up. This is probably one of the safest investments that you can honestly do. So I would get at least a playset, if not 2 playsets, because you might want to play a Sea Serpent deck in the future that searches. The only little small downside of this card is you do have to banish a Sea Serpent from your deck. I think this would be a lot better if you just banished a monster from your graveyard to search a Sea Serpent from the deck, or if it just said search a Sea Serpent, right? I don't really know why it came exactly with a cost. I don't think giving Sea Serpents their searcher would be too bad. However, it might bust mermails. I'm not too sure actually. So you guys are gonna have to correct me on that. But yeah, and that's the 4th card to have in your trade binder. Now for the 5th card is Red Nova Dragon Ultimate Rare. Now, if you guys are probably wondering, so why should we get this? Well, I'm going to give you 2 reasons. Number 1, Star Strike Blast, like I mentioned previously. This is a set that is almost impossible to find, but it's been like this for literal years, right? This set it did not have a lot of circulation, and so many of the cards have just skyrocketed. Swift Scarecrow, Vanity's Emptiness, Droll and Lock, and this is the cheapest cards, the commons and rares, right? I'm not going over the supers, ultras, secrets that have skyrocket in this set. Almost every single card in this set has gone up because of Star Strike Blast, and I believe this card will too, especially since Red Nova Dragon is an ace monster in 5Ds, and this is the highest rarity of it. And if you look at cards like Shooting Star, the ulti got bought out about 2-3 months ago, and then the Ghost followed, right? And people are going to be looking at these more Signer Dragon cards, right? Like Lifestream Dragon, and they're going to look at Red Nova Dragon. They're going to be like, wow, $80? seeing what this could become, it's really cheap. Now, I know $80 is a pretty big entry because this is how much this card's about going for, about 75 to 80. But I believe this is a card that you could literally just save for a while and check back in like maybe 2 years or something, and you can see this card being at minimum double its price, and you can make like an emergency car payment, or you know, you could use it to pay bills. You guys get the point. Or you could just trade it for whatever cards you need. I mean, if there's some meta-defining card that costs quite a bit of money and you want them and you have this, you could sell it off, buy some other cards. You guys get the point. This is a very good investment, and I believe this has the ability to hit $300 just like Ultimate Rare Shooting Star did. So this is a card that you're going to want to get sooner rather than later. I feel like I say that quite a bit in these videos. But hopefully you guys enjoyed these videos. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.